Hey guys, welcome to our first official meetup for the Gen-Xers Roadmap to Retirement. This is the first of hopefully many. We'll do some virtual events and then hopefully some in-person events, not just here in Fort Collins, but we're going to take this group and go all over. So really excited that you're here. Look forward to getting to know a lot of people and just wanted to give a brief introduction on who am I? My name is Amanda Mitchell. I am an investor in Fort Collins, Colorado. I invest in real estate and other cash flowing businesses. Proud Gen Xer, class of 1996. I am apparently towards the end of the Gen X spectrum. However, I am 100% Gen X. I own it. I am proud. I am happy about it. So why did I start this group? I read an article not that long ago that said 55% of us Gen Xers are not ready for retirement. We don't believe we have enough saved up. We don't know how long we're going to have to work. Even some of us are not sure life expectancy wise, like how much time do we need to prepare to live? And I am self-employed. I don't have an employer-sponsored retirement account. So everything that I'm doing today is not just feeding me and my family today. I've got a plan for our future. So I think that's why a lot of us are here. We're not quite sure where we stand for our future. And even if we do have employee-sponsored retirement, what's it doing? Could we be maximizing it? Could we be taking the money that we're earning and really putting it to work to provide generational wealth and just set us up for long term? So that's really why we're here. 1/4 of non-retirement people have no retirement savings, and that just blew my mind. 40% of non-retirees think that their retirement savings are on track. So like I said, I read 55%, that's 60%. And among the retirees in our age group, 45 to 59, the percentages of people who have no retirement, 16%, 55% don't think that their savings are on track. And then people with retirement savings accounts aren't really sure how comfortable they are making decisions with their savings. It's there, but what is it doing and how are we planning for the future? So that's really the genesis of this group, and it's fun because I do love us Gen Xers. They say we're the forgotten generation. Honestly, I was talking to a millennial yesterday, had never heard of Gen X, didn't know what it was. In their eyes, it's a boomer, it's a millennial, or it's Gen Z, and we are here stuck in the middle, but proud of it, I think. I know that television shows and movies, and even saw a commercial the other day with Billy Idol promoting financial products. So they are targeting us, we are here, and we need the help. So that is why I started this group. And the first thing I wanted to do was talk about IRAs. I know a lot of people, like I said, have employee-sponsored or employer-sponsored retirement plans, whether that be a 401k or an IRA. Now, I was a W-2 employee previously, and I did have a 401k with some matching by my employer. But once I quit that job, I rolled it into an IRA, and now it's sitting there. And honestly, I have spent all this time thinking, oh, well, I don't need it yet. I'm not going to pay attention. The market fluctuates. It's going up and down. It's with a financial advisor. I'm just going to let it go. And when I need it, it'll be there. I don't think that's true anymore. And so I really wanted to take things into my own hands and find better ways to use that money instead of just letting it sit there and letting someone else have control over it. It does take a little work, does take a little research, but that's why I wanted to bring us all together so that we could really work together to have some fun, to learn some things, and to set ourselves up for success. And really not just survive, but thrive. How do we do that in our retirement? So the first thing I wanted to do was bring on somebody from Quest Trust. They do self-directed IRAs. Now there's lots of different kinds of IRAs, but Andrea is going to go into kind of the differences between IRAs and how you could use a self-directed IRA and really take charge of your retirement and of your savings and your wealth creation. So I'm going to turn it over to Andrea. Thanks so much for joining us. And here we go. Take it away.
Awesome. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. My name is Andrea Chassin. I'm an IRA Specialist at Questrust Company, and we're going to just jump right into my presentation today. It is on self-directed IRA investing, so hope you like it. First of all, let's talk a little bit about Quest. We're one of the largest self-directed IRA custodians in Texas and in the US. We have about 20,000 active investor clients across the country, about 2.7, actually 2.8 that came up in our financial meeting yesterday in assets under administration. We have about 120 employees right now, and about a third of us are certified IRA service professionals, so CISP. And also, a good thing to note is we have about 400 million in undirected cash. So for those of you who are looking to raise funds for your next deal, we're a great source for that. Just a disclaimer before we move any forward here. Quest does not provide any tax, legal, or investment advice or endorse any products, services, or investments of any type. So if you need more information or material for, this information is for educational purposes only. And if you do need, advice, then please go ahead and reach out to a professional, a tax professional, or an attorney, okay? So moving on, let's talk about what a self-directed IRA is and bring it back to the basics. A lot of people think that a self-directed IRA is a special type of account, but really it isn't. So self-directed IRA is a made-up term, it's a marketing term. It really is used differently by different custodians. Here at Quest, we use it for you to understand and to go to the fact that here you'll be able to invest in the private sector, okay? So as opposed to your typical stocks, bonds, and publicly traded assets, here at Quest, you're able to pick your investments and they're going to be in the private world. We'll go over what some of those look like and some examples of those. But first, talking about the benefits of a self-directed IRA, in no particular order, really. One of them is true diversification. So usually, like I said, and actually 96% of the IRA pool of funds in the United States gets actually invested in the public market. And only 4% of that pool of funds brings it over to the private sector. So I think it's true diversification to have an egg in the publicly traded assets and some in the private assets, alternative asset world as well. So another one, a big one, is tax savings, of course, because in the case of many investments that you can do in the private world, all earnings and profits are tax-free and they're not taxed. So an IRA is actually a non-taxable entity. So that something truly beneficial there to use your self-directed IRA. Social investing. So this is cool because you can invest in companies locally, support deals that your friends are doing or that people who you know and you want to support. So this is something that you can do with your self-directed IRA and investing in the private asset world, as well as investing in what you know best. So a lot of us are already investors ourselves outside of the IRA. So you can bring that knowledge actually, and anything you can invest outside of an IRA, you can invest inside of an IRA. So if you already know and are comfortable investing, for example, in real estate or in notes or mobile homes, then you can actually do that and grow your retirement account that way as well, investing in what you know best. Here are the type of IRAs or plans, I should say, that can be self-directed. So first of all, we have your personal IRAs, being your typical ones, traditional and Roth. Normally people start with like an old employer plan, an old 401k from an old job that they had, and you can roll that into a traditional IRA because it's a pre-tax account, and then you can start that way, start investing that way. Then there's the Roth after tax account. Those are your individual personal accounts. Then we have the employer plans. These are really good for solopreneurs or people who have small businesses, because these have the benefit of these is that they have a higher contribution limit as your personal ones. So you can actually have both. You can have a personal one and an employer plan if you qualify for one. It's actually a really good way to maximize contributions and retirement plans. So if you need more information on this, we can go over it, or I can send you more information on it. We have a really good video explaining these 3 employer plans. And then we have our specialty plans at our Coverdell Education Savings Account and our Health Savings Account. So all of these accounts you can actually self-direct, meaning you can invest them in private assets. You can also partner them together if you want, and you can partner them with an entity outside of an IRA or with an individual outside of an IRA. So really cool there, and you can ask me more about this if you have questions. But here's some examples on what you can invest in and some of what some of our clients do. Typically is actually around real estate, really, where that's kind of our specialty, our quest is real estate. So anything, single family foreclosures, commercial property, wholesaling, seller financing, tax liens, options. Those are some examples. Private entities, so LLCs, usually a lot of syndication. That's what it means if you're wanting to invest in a multifamily. Really, you're investing in an LLC. So that's part of it too, and that's why it's part of real estate. So limited partnerships too, joint ventures, trusts, oil and gas, mineral rights, cryptocurrency. And then of course, promissory notes, whether secured or unsecured. Those are big also that that a lot of our clients invest in. It's a really passive and it's a really passive investment choice. So it's really good if you're kind of busy already. Convertible notes, mortgages, and net profit notes. So so we are really big on education and networking because we realize that being only 4% of the whole IRA entire world, we do like to provide a lot of education for our clients and for anybody who's interested. Really, they're all free. We have a webinar every Tuesday and every Saturday at noon. We usually bring in experts on different topics of self-directed IRA investing. And then we also have, if you miss them, we have a huge YouTube library if you want to go there and see. We have also all of our webinars are recorded and posted there, but we also have a lot of little classes on different topics. So if you're interested in knowing more, go there and you can find all sorts of information there. We also are big on networking because we like our clients to find their deals. So we have a national networking happy hour for those of you who are out of not in Texas. We do this every fourth Wednesday of every month at 6:30. So I think tomorrow yesterday we had one. And then we have some in person. So if you're ever in Texas, in Houston, Austin, and Dallas, we host these every month, first, second, and Tuesday of every month. So make sure to check them out there. We also have a rewards program. This is ongoing, and you can use it as many times as you like. If you refer someone, you both get $25 credited towards your accounts. So kind of cool there. And that's about it. This is Quest information and my contact information too. So if you guys want to reach out, want to book a consultation, by all means, go ahead and contact us.
Awesome. I really appreciate that. Just getting us a little more information. Me in particular, I did have, like you said, I had an employer sponsored plan. I am no longer with that employer. I rolled it into an IRA. I think it's a Roth. I don't even know. It's with a financial advisor, and I haven't looked at it because
Yeah.
I was like, I'm young. I don't need to look at it. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. I don't care. It'll be there when
Yeah.
I need it. And now I'm really starting to see that's probably not the best way to go about it. So how do you find, you said you have 400 million?
Yes,
That's,
and undirected cash. So
how do you find those people?
So, by coming to our networking events,
Okay.
is the best way really, because our clients who are, they invest, they place their first investments and then they get payments back, or maybe they reach the end of their investments and they have cash there
Yeah,
and they're waiting for their next deal. So they come to these events because there's deal pitching during these events. So that's why. So if you're interested in tapping into that, you come in and you'll have an opportunity to present yourself and talk about what you're looking for,
great.
and so do them. So everybody kind of has a chance to talk and say what they are looking for.
Yeah. And a thing I really like to highlight, you touched on it, are the tax benefits. I promote that a lot with people I work with, and especially in real estate, with all the ways that we're taxed and all the learning as many ways as possible to eliminate that and to do different things with it. So I think the IRA is a great way to kind of keep that tax-free money. What is I know there's a certain amount of time that you have to have the money in the IRA. There's a certain age you have to be in order to pull it out. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, so actually going back to tax avoiding taxes, there's two things that I want to say on that. The first one is that, of course, if you've done, for example, a fix and flip deal outside of an IRA. So IRAs, like I mentioned, are non-taxable entities. So, for example, if you do a fix and flip outside of an IRA, you're going to have to pay taxes on the profits you make. If you do it inside of an IRA, you don't pay taxes on the profit. So it's huge, right? The second thing I want to bring up is when I mentioned employer plans for solopreneurs and investors who have like a side business, or even if that's what they do, there's these employer plans that you can utilize to the contributions that you make are tax deductible to your entity. So that's also a really good way to lower your taxes. So those are two different kind of strategies there for tax avoidance with an IRA. And then going back to your second question, which was how long does it have to be there? So retirement accounts are meant for you to benefit at retirement, okay? And that's why they have those benefits and of tax deference or tax-free for the Roth, for example, which we can talk about, which is a great account. But the retirement age right now, and this goes up as the years go, it might go up is what I'm trying to say. But right now, retirement account is 59 and a half. So after retirement age, you can start taking what's called a normal distribution, meaning you won't get penalized if you take distributions. And then depending on the type of account that you have, if it's tax deferred, then of course you'll have to pay taxes, because you will have to pay taxes anyway whenever you take those distributions out of a tax deferred account. Not if it's a Roth though. But so 59 and a half, if you do need to tap into it because you have, an emergency or something and you need to access those funds and you're under the age of retirement, what happens is you get a penalty of 10% on top of the taxes that you would pay. So that's basically it for how long you have to keep it, if that makes sense.
Okay. And if I wanted to start when I think I have two options. I can roll over the IRA that I have into a self-directed, hopefully Roth, because that sounds good. Are there penalties associated with that, I assume, of pulling out my?
No. So So 401ks, employer plans are retirement plans. So they're
Mhm.
compatible to IRAs, so retirement accounts.
Okay.
So if you do a rollover, it's actually not. So as long as you keep it, if 401k employer plans are usually pre-tax plans. So if you roll it into a pre-tax IRA, which is a traditional IRA, then the plan administrator won't withhold any taxes or anything. They will roll over the full amount. Now, after that, those funds are in a traditional tax deferred account, then you can do what's called a Roth conversion if you want to. It's up to you, but if you want to, you can convert it to a Roth. Now, that is a taxable event because you're going from a pre-tax account into an after-tax account, but it's still going to stay in a retirement account. So you won't get penalized or anything. You will just have to take care of the taxes. However, if you're planning on growing these accounts and you are able to take the hit, so to speak, and pay for the taxes on that year and convert to Roth, then you grow that Roth account the same way that you were going to grow the traditional IRA, and that grows tax free. So the Roth accounts, as long as you're over the age of retirement, right? So 15 and a half right now, and the account has been established for over 5 years, you can take distributions tax and penalty free. So that's why it's like a superstar account, the Roth. Yeah.
You're gonna take that away at some point. It seems too good to be true.
I know.
That's all. And so if I roll a traditional into a Roth, then I've got to pay the taxes on that. Is that taxed at your normal income level?
Right. So anytime you do a Roth conversion, what happens is, by the way, you can convert cash, which is free at Quest, and you can also convert investments. So just so you know, yeah, you can have like a realistic, like a property, a rental property in your IRA, and if you want, you can convert that too. Anyway, but I lost the question. I'm sorry.
Are you taxed when you roll it
Oh,
over?
how are you taxed? Yes. So what happens is the amount that you convert from a pre-tax to an after-tax gets added into your modified adjusted gross income for that year. And that's how you pay taxes on it. Now, you do have the option when you do it, at least at Quest, and I think everywhere probably, when you do a Roth conversion, you can ask the custodian to withhold taxes if you like, or you can say, don't withhold any taxes. I'll take care of them when I do my taxes next year. So it's up to you.
Interesting. Okay. I have like a dozen more questions I could nerd out on this, but I hope people have a short attention span. So I just wanted to put all the information out there. I really do appreciate your time today and kind of laying in the groundwork for us. You put your contact information up. I'm going to also put it in the link here that people can get on your calendar and get a little more information and hopefully do
Sounds
some
good.
great deals.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for
Awesome.
having me. And any questions or anything, feel free to reach out.
Awesome. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, well, thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you, Andrea from Quest, for presenting for us. I know I have a ton more questions that I am going to kind of go to her with. I'm going to join one of their networking opportunities. If I don't know how many of us are in the investing space and are looking to put deals together and always looking for funds. The fact that she said they have $400 million worth of uninvested funds, um, that's a huge opportunity. So networking is where it's at. That's why I started this group, to meet more people, to connect more people, and just to have fun. So I'm going to put Andrea's and contact information in the link. So check that, schedule a time with her. She's a great resource and can really get you all the information you need to get started on your IRA adventure or ask more questions. And then once you get that started, if you have somewhere that you're looking to put your money, let's network together and find opportunities to invest and to create that generational wealth we were talking about. So thanks for joining us on our Understanding and Maximizing Your IRA. Check out all of the events that we have coming up. It's not just about IRA and investing, all different ways that we can make our money work for us. Other than just putting it in a bank savings account. We're going to have things about paying college tuition out of a retirement account. We're going to talk about different ways to turn liabilities into assets and all these ways that most people don't know about that's really going to help your money grow. So sign up for our other events. I'll put those in the link as well. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, guys.